she's gonna take a block underneath her ankle and we're gonna put it this way. So long ways gives her a little more movement. Her toes are kind of hanging off the back edge and she's got the ankle wedged right in between the two tennis balls inside there. So she can feel it kind of crossing that space in between where the shin bone is. And then you're gonna start to push into that. So apply the pressure and you're gonna roll inch by inch up that shin bone, getting the peroneals on either side. So she's using gravity and applying pressure down into her block. Now she has cork blocks, which are very dense and very heavy. So she might feel it more so if she's using a block like this versus one of the foam blocks you would get at Walmart or Target. So a couple of other ways she can find different spots or trigger points in her leg is by internally rotating her toes, externally and internally rotating. So she's turning her toes inward and outward to get into different pits of the peroneal muscles. This is a great one if you have the shin splints. Also, if you have knee issues, all of those muscles connect into the knee. So a great one to practice there. She can also dorsiflex and plantar flex. So that means flexing her foot and then pointing her toes. And that's going to change what she feels in that self-massage. And she's working up from the ankle all the way to just beneath the knee. So she wants to work to where you feel those two little divots or pits underneath the knee. Now, I will demonstrate while she does that. If you had a bench or a coffee table, you can do this same pose from there. So it might be helpful to be in front of a wall or have a table or something that you can keep your balance with. Doing the same thing, just using the block if you need to come a little higher. The block would be unnecessary and it's more better for your height to be here, you could do that. You have a little less mobility of your ankle if you don't have that block there, because I can't move my toes very well internally or externally. So Angela, let's go ahead and switch to the other side. So she's starting at the ankle and working her way up. Inch by inch, internally and externally rotating her foot. She's pointing and flexing to feel changes in the muscles, to get into all the little overlays and connections of muscle and tissue there. And gradually inching her way up until she gets to just underneath her knee. If she finds a trigger point, she can lay it down, apply the pressure, and just turn the foot, internal, external, point and flex, and see what feels best for her. Give it a couple more breaths, Angela. Good, and then release off of that. Just take a moment to notice. Maybe even do what you just did there, tuck your toes. She did that pretty naturally. See how it feels. And good, go ahead and stay in all fours position and tuck your toes under. And sometimes I like to help my little pinky toe under too, so that he's down on the floor. And then she's gonna lean back towards her heels, like she's going into child's pose, and apply some pressure. So she's stretching out the toes and the bottoms of the feet here. For some of us, this is really tight and tender, so this may be all the further that we can do. If Angela's open through the feet, she might be able to walk her hands back towards her knees and come a little higher up. She might even be able to sit all the way onto her heels and lengthen her spine and breathe a few breaths there. So don't feel terrible about yourself if you can't do what Angela's doing here. This can be really challenging for people who spend a lot of time in heels, in boots, who do a lot of standing during the day, or if you have bunions, hammer toes, or problems with your feet, even plantar fasciitis. All right, Angela, so go ahead and come back to all fours, and then untuck your toes, give your toes a little tap to the floor. Yeah, untuck them and point them back. There you go. Now tap your feet down. Good. Now she can sit back towards her heels just like that, and she's going to stretch out the tops of her ankles and the tops of her feet. So again, this is easy for her, but for some people, we have a hard time sitting back in this way. The ankles don't want to be in this position, and that's okay. You could put a roll or a blanket underneath the ankles here, and that might help create a little more space. Angela's pretty mobile and flexible here.